Hi guys and welcome to my channel. I'm V. Today's video is all about Freshers Week and how you can basically ease your nerves, ease your stress and just get relaxed and get ready to enjoy it, because I remember feeling very anxious. I was nervous because I'm black and I'm going to Oxford, and I was also nervous because it was Freshers Week, you're moving away from home. These things do creep in and you start to think about it. So I was a little bit anxious because of a bag of things, but the things that made me most anxious I'm going to talk about in this video, and hopefully it will help you guys feel more at home and at ease. And yeah, let's get straight into the video. Please comment down below what you're specifically worried about and I'll reply, and everyone else will reply in the comments, and then we'll all just give each other tips and advice on how to cope. We are now so close to 30,000 subscribers and I'm getting so excited. So if you're new here, please do press that button that says subscribe, because you can join our family, and we're quite nice actually over here. Everyone's quite cool, and as you can notice, I am literally rocking this brand new Millennials Coffee Club jumper from my wonderful friend Eve Cornwell. So comfortable, and I'm so proud of her. So well done, Eve. One of the first things that I would worry about when I was going to university is homesickness, and that does happen to a lot of people. It doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean that you're weak, not strong, whatever. It means nothing. It just means you miss your family. That's it. And you just miss the comfort of being in an environment that you're used to being in, and you are moving away from home, which is a big change. People take it for granted. So what I'd recommend to do to kind of lessen that anxiety is pack the things that you find comfort in, like little photos, maybe like a little teddy bear or like a little lucky charm or your favorite poster, something that you find comfort in, something that reminds you of home or your bedroom, or something that will help you kind of calm your nerves when you're feeling a bit anxious, nervous or missing home. While you're at home as well, I'd recommend that you practice how to cook in bulk. I know this is not a concern for everyone, but I love food and food is my life. So something that I worried about a lot was how will I feed myself? What if I went downstairs to eat at 6 p.m. but then I'm hungry at 10 p.m? Obviously, it's not the smartest thing to be ordering takeaway every single day. That's expensive. So what I'd recommend you do while you're at home is learn to cook at least 3 or 4 dishes that you really like, that are simple, easy, and that you can make in bulk. And you enjoy, that you can put in the fridge, in lunch boxes or the freezer, and you can stock up. So whenever you're hungry or too busy, or you have a deadline and you really can't cook, nip into your fridge and get a lunchbox of whatever you'd made in bulk, like a spag bowl or whatever, reheat it and you're done, you're okay. The next piece of advice that I'd give you is do not buy those freshers wristbands online. Your university will bombard you with buy this deal, you get 5 clubs for £30. Don't do it, because when you get to university, things are going to be different to what you're expecting, and you might think you like something but then you might not, and you'll make friends as well. And if they're all going to one club but you've bought this bundle and you've kind of got to go to another club, you might be on your own and whatever. So I'd recommend you plan your freshers nights out once you're at university. If you're still at home and you're a bit worried about your degree as well, and you're oh my god, am I gonna know what they're talking about? I feel like I'm dumb, I don't feel like I'm gonna be on par with everyone, and you're feeling those anxieties, number one, it's not true. You're fine, you're more than good enough. So don't doubt yourself. But if you want to lessen those nerves and you're just feeling anxious, I'd recommend you just buy a book online called A Short History of ... So you fill in the gaps. If you're studying English literature, or you're studying specifically, I don't know, World War II, or your module is on ancient Greece, there's always these little books called A Short History of, and then whatever the topic is. The size of my phone, they're this thin and about this big, and it's like a whiz stop. It's like a quick overall stop of everything you would need to cover about that subject. So it doesn't obviously you can't learn everything in a little book, but it will give you some comfort just to know okay, I've got an overview and I'm kind of settled. Or just go and Google, go on the student room, go on YouTube. There's ways to find out and to just calm yourself down if you're a bit nervous about your degree and starting the topic that you're doing. Once you're at university, I'd recommend that you take out at least an afternoon or maybe even a day to map out where you are. I always get anxiety about being late somewhere, not knowing where I'm going, just making a bad first impression by stumbling in an hour late and being I couldn't find where I was going. You want to plan in advance, and what I'd recommend you do is spend the day just feeling out the city you're in. You're probably in a new city if you've moved away from home. You want to understand, where are the shops, where are my lectures, map out the walk. So on the day that you have your first lecture, you already know the distance from your dorm to your lecture, rather than on the day waking up and then finding out, I've only got 10 minutes to walk but I needed 30, and now you're rushing, you're sweating, you're hot. No, you want to be as comfortable, cool and collected. Go and find out where your nearest doctor is, where your nearest Tesco is, your nearest McDonald's, Nando's, your lecture theatre, where your libraries are, just so you've got an understanding of your city, and you'll start to feel more at home and like you own your position there, because you will know how to navigate it. There's nothing worse than feeling lost and uncomfortable on your first day of actually attending like lectures and things. Something else that I'd recommend you do while you're at home to kind of ease your nerves, or maybe once you're at university as well, is make sure you're getting involved in things like the freshers chat, because you are feeling very anxious and very nervous, hence why you've clicked on this video, right? So there are other students who are also feeling the exact same way. But if you kind of get together and you discuss that, you'll feel a lot better knowing that someone else feels that way. When someone else is going through what you're going through, you kind of feel there's some kind of bonding in there. I don't know what I'm saying here, but there's a point in there somewhere. Basically, make sure you speak up in group chats and you voice what you're feeling, because the chances are someone else is feeling the exact same way, and then you can just comfort each other, which is really, really nice. Another thing that I'd recommend, and this one is really, 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 really important, because I'm a firm believer of your mental health comes first and your well-being. It's super important to prioritize. So if you're worried about having a panic attack, you're going to feel anxious, you're going to feel like you're going through depression or things like that, which are things that are very, very, very serious and very, very sensitive, I'd recommend that once you get to university, you let like your tutor know, or the person who you like report to, whoever becomes your head of house, tutor, personal tutor, whatever they are. I recommend that you like let them know, or you talk to the nurse or the welfare officer or someone whose job it is to look after those specific issues, because I think it's really important to let people know who need to know, so they know how to look after you. The worst thing you can do is arrive at university and you're feeling like you're about to have a panic attack, or you're feeling anxiety and you don't say anything, and then you have to kind of like go through it on your own. It's not the best and it's not very nice. So if you let people know, and on the first day or on a week in or whenever you feel comfortable, let them know so they know how to accommodate you and look after you and kind of help you through that, because university is a scary and daunting time, and things like anxiety and things can be heightened when you're in an environment that's new and you're feeling worried and stuff. And yes, I know I haven't experienced it myself and I probably shouldn't speak on it, but people have DM'd me about it and messaged me about it and said what would they do and what can they do and what advice would I give, and that's the advice that I'd give. Also, make sure you know where your local GP is. Get in contact with a nurse so they know you're there, they know what your needs are, so that whenever you do need them, they are already equipped to kind of help you, rather than a month in they're only finding out something new and they don't know how to basically look after you. I'd also recommend you know the number for the helpline, for the nightline, all these different things. Just make sure everything is in place just in case you need it. And I think you can never be too careful with things like that, and I really, really value mental health and well-being, so make sure that's looked after first and foremost before anything else. And the last thing I'd mention is do not feel pressured to go clubbing. You need to go to university as yourself, of course. I'm going to encourage you guys to try something new. Make sure you take a little step out of your comfort zone just to make sure you experience everything, not too far out of your comfort zone, so much so that you're changing you and what you believe in and what you stand for and what you're truly like happy with just because you want to please your new friends and stuff. Don't do that. Like, I always think of human beings as like keys, and it sounds so weird, but I think of us as keys, and we all like belong to some kind of lock where we can unlock our happiness. And if we change and mold ourselves differently and like shape some things off and lie and pretend and like hide ourselves, by the time that we find our lock of like happiness and we put our key to like open it, it's not gonna fit, because we've like shifted and changed and molded and like covered ourselves as people that we're not. So stay true to you so that you can unlock your happiness and like a ray of sunshine will fall on you. But yeah, but at the same time, do try new things. You're at university, it's an experience, it's about finding yourself. So explore, but don't be forced into doing things you don't want to do. So drinking, clubbing, if it's not for you, those were all very random, jumbled up pieces of advice, but it's the things that I worried about and that I kind of wish I'd tackled much sooner than I did, because it would have definitely made my experience during Freshers Week a little bit more enjoyable. But it depends on the university you're going to, and it depends on the person you are. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Do comment down below what university you're going to and what you're worried about, if you're worried about anything. If not, press subscribe if you haven't, because we're on the road to 30,000 subscribers and I just can't believe it. But see you guys in my next video. Please, please, please have fun at Freshers Week. Enjoy yourself, stay true to you, and just get involved. Okay, bye. See you in my next video. Bye.